Hello, and welcome to TechWatch, the EdTech video news program produced by eSchool News. I'm Laura Devini. Here's a segment that originally aired in May on the debate over interactive whiteboards in schools.
But first, here's an important announcement from Cable in the Classroom.
Where do new ideas in education begin? How is technology used to better equip young students? Who helps push our nation's future forward? Cable's Leaders in Learning Awards recognizes those implementing creative learning programs, from teachers and principals to community and national leaders. Winners will receive a trip to Washington, D.C. and will be honored at a spectacular gala event. To nominate yourself or someone you know, visit leadersinlearningawards.org.
At the Consortium for School Networking's annual conference in San Francisco in March, a panel of EdTech experts debated whether interactive whiteboards, now installed in some 30% of U.S. schools, are truly worth the investment. eSN TV reports. While research suggests 3 in 10 schools now have interactive whiteboards in at least some classrooms, there's some controversy about whether the devices truly revolutionize instruction. As part of COSN's focus on the value of educational technology, the organization convened a roundtable discussion at its annual conference in San Francisco, in which participants debated whether interactive whiteboards are worth the investment. Doug Brown is among those who believe they are.
Overall, the research, and we've done a considerable amount of research on this, identified that in terms of some of the use of the whiteboards, pace of lessons was improving, motivation was improving, student engagement was improving, and teacher preparation was improving.
Brown is the head of learning technologies for the UK's Department of Education and Skills, which has invested $100 million in electronic whiteboards and other technologies. As a result, more than half of all Britain's classrooms now have the devices. And though teachers have found them to be user-friendly, not all are yet using the boards to their full potential, he acknowledges.
If you look at some of the activity in the UK, you will find some appalling teaching using whiteboards. This is not about the technology, it is actually about the teaching. And the findings we have all through this is it really depends on the teachers and it really depends on the teaching. But interactive whiteboards can be transformative and standards can actually rise as a result.
Count Bailey Mitchell is another whiteboard supporter. Mitchell's district, the Forsyth County Schools in Georgia, made a $5.4 million investment to install the devices in every instructional space.
You know, I'd heard about the boards going in, but hadn't paid a lot of attention to it until our instructional technology specialist realized my inattention and dragged me out there one day and said, you know, I could probably talk to you about it all day, but I really need to have you in a room with students with the whiteboard on. And very clearly and very quickly, I saw student engagement like I had not seen with other technologies that we deployed.
Bob Moore of the Blue Valley School District in Kansas is in the other camp. Blue Valley considered installing boards in 1,000 classrooms, but is now holding on to its $4 million and is looking at other ways to spend this money to get more bang for its buck.
At least as I look at the research, and that the value proposition is somewhat inconclusive. In fact, I would say not somewhat inconclusive. The value proposition is actually inconclusive as to interactive whiteboards.
Mitchell said that for his district, whiteboards do offer a good value on their investment.
Teachers, I think, are highly creative. And the ability to create materials, to collaborate, to share. I think on the financial investment side, that same teacher I described to you that had students working in the classroom also whispered that, you know, since you've given me this board, you know, I'm really not using the textbook. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but the reality is I can harvest information off a net tracker and create my own flip charts that are a lot more engaging and exciting to the students than anything I would get out of the chapters of the book. And we spend $2.2 million a year on textbooks. So a $5.4 million investment, and we're spending, you know, we're going to see the return in less reliance on those traditional materials and buckets full of manipulatives. You know, the really expensive Tupperware kits, we're going to virtual manipulatives. That's all part of the software suite. You know, these being able to interact with these learning objects up on the whiteboard. And I really can't overemphasize the fact that students demand interactivity.
Here's how Moore responded.
We can see teachers that you can put them in the middle of cornfield, and they can be outstanding teachers and use whatever tools available to them, and they will engage students in ways that the students will just not let go. You can also give some teachers, and this is going to sound harsh, but it is a reality, the most incredible technological tools and even excellent professional development, and they just will not be able to do what we would expect them or hope that they could do with their students. Unfortunately, I think that the danger here is looking at a technological tool as a transformative agent. Technological tools, in my mind, are not transformative agents. Changes in the way we think, changes in practice that can be enabled by technological tools can be transformative, but the technology in and of itself really isn't.
A member of the audience noted that each district will have its own metric for measuring value. For instance, the lure of teaching with a whiteboard could boost teacher retention, which might address a key challenge for some districts. The bottom line for schools? There is no one right answer. It depends on each district's goals.
The one thing that kept me awake at nights, and very little does because I drink a lot of red wine, but one of the things that really kept me awake at nights with this whole program was, if that's all that happened, if all I had done, if all we had done was to actually put interactive whiteboards in and reinforce the traditional pedagogy, and we didn't see teachers moving on, then I think I would have done education a disservice by doing that. I now sleep comfortably at nights.
eSN TV, your #1 source for video news and information from North America's leading EdTech publications, from the world's foremost EdTech website, the eSchool News Network, America's EdTech authority. Watch eSN TV. Encounter the field's most fascinating personalities, the innovators who are turning the old school into the e-school. Watch eSN TV. Meet notable educators, advocates, and leaders. Watch eSN TV. Get real-time coverage of EdTech's most important gatherings. Stay up to the minute. Get the EdTech news and information you need to succeed. Watch eSchool News TV.